Topping today's news, police called to the scene of a fatal shooting in the Shirley Street shopping plaza. Parliamentarians met to discuss the national plan called Vision 2040. The government set to purchase the international Bazaar in Freeport. A young child on Freeport drowns in a canal. And the University of the Bahamas releases a study on sweethearting in the Bahamas. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. Thank you so much for joining us. After several weeks of silence as it relates to gun violence, that silence was broken this morning when gunmen ambushed a male while in the Shirley Street shopping plaza. The victim suffered multiple gunshot injuries to the upper body and was pronounced dead at the scene. Police Press Liaison Officer Sharia King shared the following details based on their early investigation.
Shortly after 9 this morning, Police Control Room received a report of a shooting at Shirley Street Shopping Plaza on Shirley Street. Our preliminary investigation revealed thus far is that a male in his late 30s exited a business establishment in the shopping plaza. He approached his vehicle when a small, dark Japanese vehicle pulled off. A male exited that vehicle, produced a firearm, and fired shots in the direction of the deceased, fatally wounding him. We're asking anyone with any information into this matter that can assist us in our investigation to please provide that to the police.
According to JCN Love 97's record, this marks the 7th murder for this year. The government of the Bahamas today released the full suite of commercial agreements supporting its national energy reform initiative, including the agreements establishing and governing the Bahamas Grid Company. The government has made public some 3,260 pages of agreements that set out the legal, financial, operational, and regulatory framework for the modernization of the country's electricity transmission system and broader reform of the energy sector. The agreement with Bahamas Grid Company outlines the government's arrangements, performance standards, investment obligations, regulatory supervision, and long-term infrastructure planning to strengthen the national transmission grid, reduce systems losses, improve reliability, and support increased renewable energy integration. We'll have more on that in a later report. After an abbreviated parliamentary session on Wednesday, members of Parliament from the Progressive Liberal Party, the Free National Movement, and the Coalition of Independents gathered at Margaritaville for a special parliamentary session and discussions on Vision 2040, a national plan that recognizes the nation's success and challenges, seen as a roadmap for sustainable growth. Prime Minister Philip Davis said, while we enjoy a relatively high quality of life, without long-term planning, pressures related to climate change, social equity, and economic development, that quality of life could be in jeopardy. However, he said once confronted strategically, we can turn these challenges into opportunities. The draft plan of more than 600 pages was presented after widespread public consultation and focuses on a bipartisan approach to national development. The overall consensus, though, is that the draft plan needs more work before it is officially adopted. As the Davis administration continues its efforts to revive the Grand Bahama economy, they have decided to purchase and revive the once vibrant International Bazaar in Freeport. While a majority of the owners of the 11.5-acre property have agreed to sell the property to the government for approximately $2.8 million, the government not willing to wait for the remaining owners to come to terms. They have taken compulsory steps to purchase the property so that works on the renovations can begin sooner than later. Outside the House of Assembly on Wednesday, the minister responsible for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, confirmed that the government has taken steps to purchase the property, and she explained what the move means for the government.
The government thought it was necessary to do the compulsory acquisition, even though we are still paying the tenants, because there's a Companies Act that was implemented in 2019, and the property would not be totally vested in the treasurer unless we went through this process. So yes, we've been negotiating with, the majority have already agreed, and we are going to be paying them the appraised value, which was 2.88 million.
Moxie also explained that the Bazaar's owners were also in debt to the Grand Bahama Port Authority over outstanding maintenance fees, which has already been negotiated. Moxie said the revival of the commercial space will play a key role in helping revive the Grand Bahama economy.
It's been it's almost 20 years of the Bazaar being in this state, and for the government to take it on and negotiate this, because let's face it, no one has really dealt with this legacy issue. And so we've taken it on, and it's going to be a game-changing initiative for Grand Bahama Island. As you know, we're developing this Afro-Caribbean marketplace and logistics center that's going to rival any tourist experience in the world. And so we're looking for it to be able to complement Celebration Key and the development that's happening with MSC in the harbor, in order to bring the individuals out of these pool spots into the community.
Again, the government plans to build an African Caribbean marketplace on the site of the old Bazaar. A parliamentary resolution has been tabled to approve the government securing some $1.86 million alone from the Afro-American or the African Export-Import Bank to finance the marketplace development. And finally, in this segment, in April of 2025, Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard made it clear that former party leader and former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis would not be getting a party nomination for Killarney, suggesting that he was not or no longer a team player with the F&M. Well, Dr. Minnis made it clear that he would be running in Killarney with or without an F&M nomination. And last week, Dr. Minnis officially launched his campaign as an independent candidate, officially severing ties with the Free National Movement based on the party's constitution. Prime Minister Philip Davis was asked for his thoughts on Dr. Minnis's decision to run as an independent.
That's his choice, and in this democracy, one could choose what they wish. He's choosing to participate, and if he's doing, that's what we all should be doing, participating in democracy, participating in the election, in whatever role, either as canvassers for a party, as enumerators for a party, and if you decide that you want to be a part of the electoral process by offering as a candidate, that's a choice that you can make. I'm not going to pass any opinion or views on whether what he's doing is right, correct, or otherwise, other than to say he's exercising his own constitutional right.
In the 2021 elections, Dr. Minnis won Killarney after receiving some 48.7% of the vote, defeating the PLP's Ronald Duncombe, who got 38%. This time around, Dr. Minnis will face PLP candidate Robin Lyons, F&M candidate Senator Michael Barnett Ellis, and COI deputy leader Dr. Veronica McIver. Mr. Pintard described Dr. Minnis's decision to run as an independent as unwise and regrettable. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back with more news on the other side of the break, where a Grand Bahama family comes to grips with the drowning death of a toddler there. We'll be right back.